Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Friday Night Sports. We're going to take a look at the scoreboard. We don't want to forget Nicholls State in action tomorrow in Texas, huh?
In Texas, yeah.
Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah.
You want to tune into that 7 o'clock. It's on the radio. I think 106.3 carries it on the radio, so very good with that. And, of course, Tiger fans. What's the score tomorrow?
Ooh, I don't know. It's going to be a good one, man. I don't know, man.
you look cautiously nervous.
That's right, yeah.
Here we go. Let's look at all the scores throughout our area and around the southeastern part of the state and maybe some other scores that really matter. Congratulations, South Lafourche, District 8-5A champs. Grace King gets blasted by Higgins. That certainly doesn't help Central Lafourche. Moving on. Vanderbilt, great win. They are district runner-up. E.D. White is district champion in 6-3A. Both Vanderbilt and E.D. White moving on to the playoffs, along with Catholic of New Iberia. But Catholic of New Iberia probably going to have to travel now. Moving on to the next board. South Terrebonne in the playoffs. Had a squeaker. Second week in a row that a missed extra point by the opponent not necessarily allows them to win, but certainly helps their cause. H.L. Bourgeois did it last week. Assumption this week. St. Charles Catholic gets I don't know why they play in a team like Douglas, but it's in that district. 49-6. St. Charles Catholic gives Vanderbilt a quality point. Moving on to the next board. Terrebonne 23, H.L. Bourgeois 14. Terrebonne right on that bubble. I think they're going to get in with that win. Brother Martin defeats Jesuit defeats Brother Martin 24-21. I think both those teams are going to be in. St. Aug 14, Thibodaux 31. That is a quality win going into the playoffs. I would be nervous if I was sitting up there and Thibodaux was coming into my place to play.
Yeah, you're right.
Destrehan 34, Santa Maria 33. Of course, Thibodaux beat Destrehan early in the year. Ellender doesn't win any this year. Bellchase gets into the playoffs, it looks like. Dutchtown going to be in the playoffs, 14-3 over East Ascension. Moving on to the next board. We do know Patterson won that game against Burke. We don't have a final score. So, Keon, if you're out there from the Tri-Parish Times, you might want to give me a text because he's always coming through for us. Warren Easton defeats Old Perry Walker. That's good news for South Lafourche. There's another point for you guys in Tarpon land. Moving on. Lutcher, 42. Well, I would venture they took it easy on.
It looks like it. I think at halftime they shut that down.
Yeah, I think they shut it down at halftime too. Bonneville, 14. Errett, 21. No quality points for Central Lafourche from Bonneville. Bonneville and Grace King were just duds for Central Lafourche this year. Moving on to the next board. Central Catholic going to be in the playoffs. They smash Ascension Episcopal 58-44. Unfortunately, Gaydon wins tonight, so Gaydon is the outright champion of that district. McDonough 35-39, and that other team 0. Jason's a little too fast for me. Hornville 42, East St. John 21, so Vanderbilt another point. St. James 7, Card 25.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know if St. James is going to get in the playoffs. That's going to be interesting because I think they only have 3 wins this year. Parkview Baptist 44, Redemptress 27, 2 of the better teams in the state in AAA. Salmon 34, Pearl River 7, so Salmon on a roll. Franklinton, a team you saw a little bit earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. Good football team?
They're good. They're real good.
Real good. 45-14 over Walker. Bruley, that's the score that E.D. White and South Terrebonne wants to see. Bruley defeated Port Allen tonight 28-22, so more power points for those teams. Moving on. Got it, Jason? There we go. Ooh, not good for Terrebonne High. Both those scores not good for Terrebonne High. Acadiana routs Lafayette 45-0. Lafayette had a horrible season this year. New Iberia played St. Thomas more tough, but not quite good enough. New Iberia kind of faltered these last few games in that particular district. Moving on. Turlings 34, Cecilia 39. Man, Central Lafourche just can't get them because, to be honest with you, Como loses to Karen Crow. So Como and Turlings both don't give Central Lafourche anything, and South Terrebonne and Patterson would have liked to have seen Como do well in that game also. Karen Crow, that's only like their second or third win on the year, as a matter of fact. Moving on to the next board. Curtis, 36, Lusher, 0. Isn't that a surprise?
Yeah, I thought Lusher would Lisa.
You thought they would come up and beat them? Ascension Catholic, 28. Christian Life, 34. You folks out at Central Catholic of Morgan City, that's kind of a wash. You've played both of those teams, so it really didn't matter who won that game too much. Moving on to the next board. Evangel, 47. Homer, 7. Although Homer's a pretty good football team this year. Gaydon 28, Delcom 22. So there you go. Gaydon is the district champion in 7-1A. Next board, St. Louis 27, Opelousas 14. The reason that I really wanted Jason to put that score up, if the playoffs were to happen before this week, Vanderbilt would have been taking on St. Louis. So it's just interesting to see how St. Louis is. They won again. Barb 22, Sulphur 21. We put the Barb score up there because that's who South Terrebonne would have had. Now, folks, things are going to change, but it's just a general idea of where teams might fall. So there we look at a scoreboard that pretty much tells us all of that. And you have all of the pairing. I say the pairings. I shouldn't say that. You have all of the PowerPoint situation going in. And what we'll do is we have to take our last time out, but we'll look at that when we come back. And we also want to mention volleyball going on. So many teams in our area doing well in volleyball too.
Oh, yeah.
Good. What we'll do is we'll take a time out. When we come back, we'll talk about all of that stuff. We'll do that after this message.